Welcome, everyone. We're not going to keep you waiting because we just had a wonderful, powerful show with Sister Denina. And Sister Denina is here with us right now. As promised earlier, we're not going to wait. We're going to get into it. What we're going to do is I want everyone in the chat room to put their questions and comments and inquiries there. We're interacting live now. This is not a premiered show. This is a live show. Sister Denina and Empress LG are here. And this is all serious business, because you know when we have these shows, we have folks try to mess with us, but it seems like it's going good now. So while it is, let's go in here and pop it right. So we know that eventually people are going to be coming in, and we get a little music and take a little time. It's filling in. And like I said, it may be a little late over where I am, but we promised and we delivered. So I want to welcome Sister Denina and Empress LG. Yes, there was a whole lot said during that show. A whole different level of what you've been talking about. But guess what? What you talked about that was so amazing before will always be amazing. But you have so much more that we're going to be speaking about tonight and in the weeks to come and months to come. We just going to put it down regardless without no fear. So Sister Denina, come on in, talk to us. And I ain't gonna lie, I gotta make a quick trip to the restroom, and I'll be right back. Hold it down for 2 minutes so I come back, but I'm gonna be right here with y'all. I'm a little tired. We these are the championship rounds, and we gonna do it.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Hey, Sister Denina, how are you? Good to
How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. I'm doing very well. Hi guys, it's good to see y'all. I'm sure you're all waiting for Sister Denina to start speaking, so I'm gonna shut my mouth, and Sister Denina, the floor is yours.
I wanted to ask you before we even get started, because I know I showed Lance those pictures. Now, I'm definitely gonna ask you. I know he told me that he sent them to you, or you've seen them.
Yes.
Or did you get a chance to? Does that not look like me?
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
It's the same eyes, the same forehead.
Same forehead, same everything. The only thing I couldn't see because she had on the mask is the cheekbones to really, And
but you can see the cheekbones.
But you can sort of see it, yeah.
Right,
Girl,
it's the same look.
You got some powerful eyes up on you there. You got some serious eyes up on you right there, girl.
They know that what they done to me by putting me in this reality. They know I was gonna be mad as fuck by the time I found out all of this. Because my whole question was, why am I here?
Right. I hear you.
And I had to really get, like, I had even early on in my in the reality childhood, I had to fight constantly. I had to fight to keep from being raped. I had to fight to I'm definitely an all around fighting spirit. I don't tolerate no shit from no one.
Right.
Period.
Right.
And that's what they represent in Mortal Kombat. They're fighting spirits.
Exactly.
And the only ones that can actually really be a fighting spirit is the spirits that ain't gonna get broken. And I meant you ain't gonna break this one.
And they tried.
Bro, they try everything on me. If I told you my background, it will bring you to tears. I have not even went into that because the spirit knows I'm gonna get her ass.
Wow.
She knows. She is terrified of me. I call her out all the time, and she always want to run. But bitch, you know I'm gonna get you.
Whoa. Whoa.
Yes, because I mean that. Because I wasn't supposed to. If the spirits came into Noah, what I know, they would be pissed off. That's
Yes.
why I go so hard about it, because I know this shit is not real. And we supposed to be living our own realities. We supposed to be happy all the time. We're not supposed to be experiencing sadness, depression, anxiety. All of those are programs.
Right. Right.
And they depend on us to be stupefied. They depend on that. They literally depend, because that's how they live. They live off of your pain.
Right. Right. Right.
And
So,
they call. Go ahead.
Can you see the chat room?
Um,
Are you able to see the chat room?
I see it. I see it, but I don't see any comments in it.
No. I know. People haven't started probably posting any comments yet. I just wanted to make sure you could see it, so
Yeah.
I could tell everybody, guys. You're not seeing Sister Denina on the banner because this is not. We're not showing faces right now, but she's right here. She's in real time. So if anyone has any questions regarding the show they just watched, I want you to ask your questions. This is the reason why we're having this particular show right now. It's for Q&A. It's for anyone that wants to ask Sister Denina any questions, to go ahead and post your questions in the chat, and she will, she'll be more than happy to answer it. Or as she's speaking, if you need clarification on anything that she's saying, you can also ask for clarification there. So go right ahead, and Sister Denina, the floor is all yours.
So the main thing for me that I want everyone to become aware of is that, look, I get it that, some of us may be scared because, they put you in this program and this simulation, but death itself is not even real. It's not. You go back to your spirit after this, and depending on where your vibration is set and your frequency is set, you're going to either come back here, or if you're vibrating way too low, you're going to be consumed by another spirit.
Okay.
And that's why I want it. They can't do it to me because I'm a Titan spirit. They know this already. I vibrate way too high. I'm loud as hell. And they know that because my vibration is so high and I'm able to do so many things, they can't do it to me. I'm too big to consume me. They know that. And also, I'm a fighting spirit too. I would never let you do that. Because in order for you to survive this, because you could literally go out and you could get, your avatar could be extinguished, but after that it's not even about your avatar. The avatar don't mean shit. It's your awareness and your consciousness, because that's gonna have the final saying of what's gonna happen to you. And that's why I'm saying, when we get into, oh, I'm black, oh, I'm Nigerian, ain't none of that shit important, or I'm white, I'm German, I'm Irish, and that shit is stupid. Ain't none of that. All of that is tools of division. That's it. That's all it's used for. Because by you saying I'm a part of this set, that makes you not want to communicate with someone else who was another spirit just like you.
Right.
That's why they like it just, and when You don't understand how I can just go out and there's so many programmed spirits. They will instantly, oh God, this, oh God said this, oh I have faith in God, He's gonna do this, and all of this silliness. And God has not done anything for none of us. The God is you. Period. The God is you. You don't, if you take, it's just like this. If you want some ingredients to make a recipe, and because you lazy and you don't want to get up and do it, you want to entrust that they're going to get the correct ingredients for you, and you give someone else the list, and they might not get a couple of items up there, or it could be off brand. You're going to be mad as hell because you know that the recipe is not going to come out right, because they basically did the switcheroo on the products that you need. But you, if you really wanted to ensure that it come out perfect, you would have had to go and get it yourself.
Right.
Same scenario, just said and spoken and explained in a different way. So we as individuals, I just don't think that, I think that we're not vibrating at an all-time high awareness of what is really going. No one should really be even going to church no more. I don't even know why that even exists.
Well, it's like we said, everybody has come to full knowledge, understanding of who we are, and
Yes,
Right.
let me just say, Empress Elegy, there's an echo. I don't know why. I don't know how
is
it's
it
happening.
from me?
Yeah, it was from you. I heard it just all of a sudden disappear, but when you were just talking a little while ago, it it's a little echo. So I don't know if it's
I don't have anything on that will
okay.
cause an echo.
I don't see it. I think I scared it away. Go ahead, Joe. I'm here. I'm just quiet.
Okay.
So I just feel like even the last time when I was speaking and I was talking about the planets, because I want to get this out, and we probably end up getting some magical distortion as I start talking about this. But I do want to get this out, because everyone is looking at this in a fantasy type way. It's more not that. It's more narrow than you think.
Okay.
There is no physical planets, and I want everyone to notice there is no physical planets.
Hmm.
There is no rock planets. Earth itself is not a planet. It's not. It's a holographic projection, and it's collective consciousness as to why it is actually, you're actually perceiving it. You are really actually projecting it. Because I told you guys that I have astral projected, and I actually seen the lights vibrating. They were jumping up and down, vibrating. There was no planets out there. It was all blackness and the lights vibrating up and down. That's all it is. And you know that because, just like I said, reality is nothing more than atoms vibrating very slow. That's where they get the whole 666, 6 electrons, 6 neutrons, 6 protons. But a lot of us believe that it's a devil number when it's really talking about energy and what makes up atoms. That's all reality is. That's why I said it's more narrow than what. That's why they gave you all these distractions to keep you from the actual truth, the narrow truth of what and who you really are. I wouldn't come and I would, because it took me a long time to get to the point. I've been watching Lance for a while. And I've been sitting back and I just been watching the shows, and I just been saying, why is no one talking about the energy thing? Because that's really what we really are. Everything else is an illusion. And everyone that I have come in contact with, Sometimes I can walk on the street and just want to get some air. And if I come, because I'm doing research and I'm studying and I'm analyzing as I do it. And for everyone that I have come in contact with, it's always they're mad, they're depressed, they don't want to be here, they don't like the life. I get more of that than anything.
Really?
Yes, because so many of them are not happy. You won't ever be happy if you are not living in your own reality of what you see, not what someone else has given you, what you see. You think people want to work at gas stations and 7-Elevens, Family Dollar stores? No, because they know that they're not going to be able to make enough to be able to afford at least just being above ground level. They know that they set the reality like that for you to suffer.
You're right about that.
That's why I'm not going to get, if it comes from me, it's going to be raw truth. I'm not sugarcoating it. You're not about to tell me what to say. I'm going to say how the fuck I feel it. And that is what I see. This is what I've known. It's nothing more than being a slave. The only thing about it is that now they're not physically abusing you because they know some of the spirits won't tolerate it. But you still being a mental slave, because I mean, if you see it, you go to work and you're working 8 and 9 hours. By the time you get off, you don't have no energy for nothing else. You're tired, especially depending on what type of work you're doing. You're drained, and they are straight draining your energy constantly, and you doing all of this for something that you don't even know. You don't know who you are. You don't know where you are, and you don't know why you are.
Right. No, we're listening, sis. Keep talking.
So I just want everyone to become aware of what is really going on. Stop tolerating this bullshit, because it's bullshit. I've said this even to my dude who is here with me. We ain't together like that no more because I want to rip his motherfucking head off for lying to me. But he knows. He always says to me, religion is what keeps him stuck. And it's the truth. Because everybody is hoping that something is going to save them, and you're not. If you don't believe in yourself, who else is going to believe in you? No one else is going to believe in you if you don't believe in yourself. And believing in yourself is knowing that you can, knowing that you are.
Exactly.
And if you don't do that, you are liable to fall for anything. You don't even know where you are. I even going back to speaking about the planets, because I want to break it down. In the solar system, they told us, I know for me, they said the sun was in the middle. I think Mercury was closest. Then it was Mars, Venus, and then Earth. Then you had Jupiter. Then you had Saturn. Then I think it was Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto. Right?
Right.
Okay. And they showed these planets to be a physical place. Because when you looked at it, you saw the Earth look like all of them look like round spheres. And in the background of that, you seen the stars around them and the sun as a big star. But if you really know how stars come into being through gases and supposedly dust, and they spin at a rapid level to create the nuclear fusion of shining.
Okay.
But as far as the planets is concerned, we know because it just by the physicality of just and the mechanics of just understanding, in a quantum type world, it can't exist, because light energy is energy. It's not a physical thing. And if that is what the cosmos actually exist of is lights and energy, atoms, neutrons, protons, electrons. How in the hell can you have a physical rock sitting in the middle of all of that just floating? That just does not make sense. It would, and then you're gonna have human beings stuck on top of the rock too, weighing it down. That does not make sense.
Inside the rock.
Right. It just doesn't make sense. So all reality is we are
And we
vibrating.
never question these things. I mean, we never outwardly question them. I know a lot of people think about it like, why hasn't anyone fallen off the planet?
Right.
You know, why are we and they'll tell you, well, gravity is what keeps you attached to the ground, but still, I
Well, but
mean,
if the planet is a round
and
sphere
because
and
it's spinning so fast, it's like
right.
centrifugal force. It keeps you grounded, but still. So what happens if, God forbid, whatever, something was to stop? We would all fall and just start floating off into nothing,
Right.
space.
It don't. That's why I said the lies that they told. It don't even. Once you come to the understanding and you've done the research, a lot of their lies fall apart because it don't even make sense. They're not even smart. They're not even smart. They think that they're smart, but they're not. The only tool that they ever had against you was withholding the information on who you truly are. That's it.
Hmm.
They ain't nothing but pussies. And I say it just like that because they know they can't fuck with me and they know that. I tell you all the time, they spiritually attack me all the time. I can tell that they using like voodoo on me because I have had like it felt like pinpricks in my eyes.
Mm.
Yeah. But because I'm a Titan energy, because I'm a Titan spirit, that shit don't bother me. I will eat that shit up and they know it. They can't fuck with me. They are terrified of me. They know. They know what I can do, and they know that. Why do you think all of this is happening? They could have been released all this information, but they didn't. They did it when I was about to become aware of it.
Mm.
That's why they did it. Because they knew that I was the Titan spirit. They knew that I was going to find out all of what is actually going on because I never accepted any of it anyway. I never accepted it because I knew it was bullshit. I know it was bullshit from the beginning. That parent program, that even that is a program. Most spirits that come in here are completely unaware. Some of them are aware, but most of them are completely unaware. And you will be accepting anything because I'm quite sure if most spirits are keeping it real, you have had some type of experience where you question yourself like, is how a mother's supposed to act? Is a father supposed to be like this? You've questioned
Right.
that.
Right.
And if you didn't question it, you lying because there's no way you had a perfect life with all of this turmoil
Mm-mm.
and depression going on. There's no way. For the few who did have a good upbringing, that it's only going to be a few tears in the bucket, but for the most part, it's going to be overflowing with pain because the reality is based off negative energy. And in order for to keep it going, everything has to be negative because
Right.
if it doesn't, it's not going to work because the foundations of it was based and built on that. It's all built on blood sacrifice.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so the reality of it is so thin. I'm gonna tell you exactly how thin it is. I know you've heard of the Mandela effect
Oh
and the
yes. Oh yes.
ripple effect.
Oh yes.
So look at it as like smoke and mirrors, right? Because the nature of reality is so thin. If you a congregation of a church, and let's say it was a mega church, but let's say that within that mega church there was something that happened, and let's say there was cases of what is it, child abducting, and it was
Mm-hmm.
done through the church because they actually do that through the church, and
Right.
it got out, And then people within that mega church started saying to themselves, like, this shit can't be real. Like, church is supposed to be positive. It's supposed to be loving. It's supposed to be caring. The minute that vibration ripples through that congregation, it ceases to exist. It's just that simple.
Mm.
And they don't want you to do that. That's why they mass program you. They mass program you and they beat your head in with programming. That's all it is. You're nothing but you're a computer type, a Titan spirit. Because we are basically quantum computers, I would be a supercomputer. That's it. We're still spirit. We're still energy. I'm just a bigger version because I'm able to hold more. That's all. The real reality of us is so narrow. It's not even funny. That's why I keep referencing the guy Matthew LaCroix. Right. Shout out to him, because he even says the illusion of us. The illusion of us is that you're a human body when you're not. So when we say, oh, someone is gay, or someone is it, that, do you know how ignorant and stupid and childish you sound by saying that, when that's not even the real reality? Because you're not speaking facts. You're not. Because the real fact is what nobody is talking about, is that we're energy. We're atoms vibrating, clustering together at a slow and vibrating at a slow rate. All that right, is that. Go ahead.
Let me ask you this question. I mean, I didn't really ask it in the last discussion. You're saying that you can't call someone gay because we're energy, right?
Mm-hmm.
So how do you classify people who want to be involved with their same sex?
First of all, because this reality is controlled, and it's controlled highly. Remember, this is a farm. First off, this is a farm.
Okay.
Like we're spirits that's being fed upon. This is a farm. Don't look at it. This is a business for the entities that know what it is. You are nothing more than own product and a business for them. That's it. That's how they look at you. So because of that, they put in the program of who's gay, who's a woman, who's a man, when really, if you look at a battery only has negative and a positive frequency, right? There is no in-betweens in a battery, right? It's one or the other. And even the emerald green tablets tell you that when you swing back and forth on the pendulum, you could swing one side, swing degrees to the other side, but it must compensate. So you have to swing to either side, right? Meaning you're gonna have one of the two polarities. There is no in between in that. That in between was created for confusion, to keep you more separated. Because if you really think about it, if you look at someone that's quote unquote gay, 9 times out of 10, they're going to swing to either the masculine or the feminine side. No matter how they may appear to look, because some of them are a little confusing. I will say that some of them are a little confusing because, for instance, you have some transgenders who actually like to screw a guy, and that is weird to me. Why go through all that just to be a man again? It just
exactly.
That part of it doesn't make sense to me.
See, this is the stuff that I think a lot of people, when we're having these discussions and we're talking about, the gay and the lesbian lifestyle. Not that I'm sitting here now and I'm not going to talk about bashing or speaking negatively about anybody, but I think that a lot of us are trying to get a good grasp and understanding of how those energies work. You know what I mean?
Well, I'm gonna tell you one of the main reasons why they did it, why they put that as a program into reality. This is one of the main reasons why they did it. Is because in the Bible, you can't physically see somebody walk on water anymore. You can't physically see someone splitting the waters in half anymore. You can't see God's punk ass rolling down on a cherubim with a lion with 3 heads and wheels spinning a fire. You can't see none of that bullshit that they told you no more. So
Yes.
the only thing that you can see
Mm-hmm.
is what does the church reference all the time? Sodom and
And Gomorrah.
Gomorrah.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And no matter what church you go to, they're going to talk about that because it's something that you can physically see, which will give reference to the Bible to keep your ass believing in that book of spells.
Right.
That's it. They had to put something. They had to put something that you could actually see from the Bible. That's what they did. Because you can't see none of the other shit. You don't see God striking a tablet down for Moses to write on it. You don't see that shit. No, all it is fucking stories. That's it. But they had to have something. They had to have something that's concrete enough for the spirits to actually visualize it because they know that the reality is based off imaging. They know that. It's nothing more than a JPEG image. And I know we know what JPEG images are.
So yeah.
Right. And that's exactly what you're looking at. A JPEG image. Think of the cosmos as a web browser. That's what it is. That's why I said we're all computers. We're all PCs. They tell you even in the games. What is that game called Horizon? I think it was Dawn of Horizon or Horizon Dawn, something like that. And
Mm-hmm.
it was a girl who was going against the robots and at one point in time they were robots, PCs, computing. That's she basically she tells you that throughout the story. It's all based on that. Where we are literal the highest form of technology being basically quantum computers. And the only reason why they showed you about the gays is because also too the gays are actually a stronger form of energy too. Because if you notice about the gays, a lot of the gays are free. They're not the man. The principle of a female and a man. They're stuck thinking that this is what makes me a man. This is what makes me a woman. Having a child and etc., etc. But you're, as a woman, you're nothing but a stargate to bring in more spirits for them to be indoctrinated. I'm just speaking it how it is.
No, I'm listening. I'm truly, truly, I'm listening, and I'm.
Because they know without that spirit, they know that the avatar cannot animate.
Mm-hmm.
It needs a battery.
Right. And spirit is battery.
Right. And because most don't know where they come from or what they are, you won't ever know that. You'll just accept it because the masses accept it and they don't question it. And when we talk about getting back to the gays, yes, a lot of them are confusing as hell. And all of them are not righteous. Some of them are nasty as shit. But as it relates to back when they allowed the spirit to express itself and then they gave it a label, that would make more sense. But they know if they did that, if they allowed you to do that, everyone would be more tribal, everyone would be together because there would really be no separation because you accept everyone for who they are. They don't want you to do that because if you do that, their reality can't exist.
I saw something yesterday, a little TikTok, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this mother, she spoke about her. She had she had 2 children, and a little girl who was probably around 3 said to the brother who was a little bit older. She said to the brother, "Do you remember when you ate me?" Right?
Mm-hmm.
And of course,
Oh my goodness.
so you know when she said that, and the brother, he kind of looked over at her and he goes, "Yeah." So the mother initially, of course, she's like, "Oh my, like, oh God, what the hell is she talking about? Do you remember when you ate me?" You know what I mean? So, um, she asked the little girl to explain it, and the little girl said, "Well, I guess when we were," and she said, "when we were, forming, the mother was having issues holding down nutrition. So she wasn't really getting any vital nutrition going to the babies. So the little girl said that they thought they were going to die. And the brother, because it was going to be twin boys, right? She was having twin boys. And the brother who was bigger at the time, he ate the smaller one, right? How
Mm-hmm.
does she know that that was real? When she went for her sonogram and they looked in her stomach, they saw one child, and then they saw an umbilical cord just dangling by itself with nothing there, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the mother initially said, "Well, I guess it just got absorbed." The doctor said, "No, a lot of times this happens that the bigger fetus will eat the smaller one." They didn't get into the dynamics of how that works, right? So then the little girl said, "But that's okay. I didn't want to be a boy anyway, so it works out better this way."
That means she was highly aware. She could not have been a new form spirit. She was the older one.
Exactly. But what I'm saying is, had she come through as a boy, if that spirit had come through as a boy, that would have been a confusion right there. You see what I'm saying? Because she wanted to be a girl. So even,
That's her resonance. That's her frequency.
see, there's a lot to this thing that we don't understand, and because of the nature of how, like you said, a lot of these gays are nasty, and just the lifestyle that we don't understand, we can't accept it. It's not something that the average person can wrap their mind around. But if we look at it in terms of spirit not having a sex, it's the avatar that has, that we're working with. Maybe it'll make it a little bit easier to understand.
I think that, see, we're all supposed to, if you're gonna be a part of this reality, I think the best way to live is travel. And the way that they used to live, they waited, and because just like you said, you can use what you said for an example. That particular spirit, when she was about to become animated as a form inside of, because at base we're formless, but when you come into reality, you project yourself as a form.
Right,
And she didn't want to be that form of what she knew she was going to be.
right,
She didn't. She obviously, there was still residue from her previous experience, and her frequency is of the feminine frequency,
yes,
and so because of that, she clearly kept that. That's obviously within her Akashic records because she's fully aware of it. And so because of that, I think that they should, the whole thing of letting the government control you, which is basically another form of mind control.
mm-hmm,
I think the spirits, if you're going to be in this reality and you're going to participate in it, I think that they need to go back to tribal living, because the true way to really accept spirits and to deal with spirits is to do just how the ancients, the native tribes did, was when they allowed the spirit to express itself first. Because as a parent, if the spirit comes through, you technically, as the parent, you don't know what type of spirit is in there.
right,
You don't. Because I
right,
have, and my sister is a perfect reference to this, because she told me yesterday that one of her sons, she can't stand him because he does stuff, he picks his skin, he cuts himself, and she's like, even her other kids don't like him.
mm.
He offsets the frequency in her house or in her
Oh
home.
wow,
So I'm looking at her, I'm like, because I know about how energy works, he's a negative entity. Because a regular entity wouldn't be doing that. Because why the rest of her children ain't doing it?
Right, right, right.
So he has to be, if everything he does is negative, he cuts on himself, he peels off his skin. He does a lot of stuff that the average child would not be
Would
doing.
not do. Right.
So he's offsetting the frequency within her home and within that magnetic collective field that they're all sharing as mother, child, and the husband. He offsets that. So he would be the negative entity. You have to call it for what it is. And that's why I'm saying that as spirits, as entities, as light beings, we coming into these realities, it needs to go back to travel where you let the spirit express itself first. That way you can put a clean identification on it. Because by just as soon as it comes into reality and you say, oh, well, even though the avatar is nothing but a projection, but just because it comes through as a form of, let's say, a female and has a vagina, ovaries, and etc. But what if this female that you perceive with your two eyes, that this is a female, but in the inside her vibration is of the masculine? Now that means she has to fight against you. She has to lower, or it has to lower its own vibration because it don't want to offset or upset you because of what you think and all these expectations that you put on it.
Right.
When
See, that makes sense. That makes perfect sense.
When all of those things that you put on it is foreign to that spirit because it's coming into the reality. You're already here. You're already programmed of what it's supposed to be. But that spirit hasn't came in and said, okay, well, this is this. I see this. But let me form my own. But see, they'll never let you do that because if you do that, their reality cannot exist. It can't. They want it ordered, even if it hurts everyone. Like for instance, you have, and I don't promote this because I don't promote prostitution. I think it's highly disgusting, and it just ugh. I can't stand people who do that. It's just gross to me. But I referenced this video. There's a video on YouTube, and it talks about the gays in the gully,
right?
Where a lot of them are staying in the storm drain. Now, there was one particular one out of all of them that I remember, and I looked at that one, and even though yes, she had some flamboyant ways, but for the most part, that particular one was a lot more feminine than the rest of them. You cannot fake that. You can't fake that. You're only acting who you are. You can't. That's why a lot of them will tell you, I'm living in my truth.
Yeah.
Because some of them, yes, some of them resonate with the masculine frequency, and those type ones are really, they would really be free spirits because they don't give a damn what you say, and they act and do all types of atrocious acts, orgies, just do the most disgusting and disreputable stuff that you could ever even think of. They do these things, but they already have accepted their identity as a masculine entity.
Right.
But the more feminine ones are the really ones to pay attention to, because you will always be able to tell what's their true resonation or resonance.
Resonance. I agree. And I mean, I've only had one true, legitimate, I will swear by it, encounter where I know for a fact that this male avatar had a female spirit. I don't have to, wonder, because that person who's no longer on this plane, from the time he was a child, at an age where he wouldn't even know the difference between being a boy, being a girl, being gay, being whatever. He was always behaving like a girl. And there was no reason for him to, it's not like, and I always talk about it because that's my experience, if we're going to have these discussions, you know what I'm saying? And from the time we were little children playing, he always wanted to be the mommy or the female school teacher or the sister or whatever. He always wore his aunties or his mom's shoes and dress and hats, gloves, pocketbook, because that's how he felt. He never felt like a boy.
Now, let me ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
Now, with you saying that, I'm going to use that as a perfect example.
Mm-hmm.
Now, let's say that particular child has a reality mother, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this mother has always telling that particular child, you need to be a boy.
But that's exactly what they did.
And you know what that is? Programming. You're trying to force the spirit to live on the outside of what its resonance and what its vibration is. That's programming. Straight programming. Because this spirit already has its own vibration. It knows what it is. You can't tell that spirit what it is. You are not that spirit. You are around that spirit, but you are not that actual entity. You can't tell another entity what they are. You can't, because they live within their own sphere. You can't tell them what they are. They know already. That's why it comes through as they act a certain way. Some of them will try to mask it and try to go along with the crowd. But for you, just like you said, you will know the real ones that are not breaking their resonance for you. They're not going to mash up their vibration for you. And if that means going against all of the programming, so be it.
Yeah, because ultimately he had to live out his true self. You know what I mean? He did the programming. As far as what was expected of him, he grew up, you know, playing the role of a man, getting married, having a child, but he was never a man.
And see, that's why. See, I'm glad you said that, because when I had got at Lance the one time, this is what I was talking about, because his resonance, or that particular, I'm going to use spirit, that spirit's resonance wasn't a masculine resonance. The programming forced him, or forced that particular spirit to live something that is not original to it. Because now you, because all the programming been forced on you, now in order for you to make somebody else's vibration feel a certain way, when your own vibration is taking a hit, because now you have gotten with another spirit and you are not living in your truth, because that particular spirit that you got with and created a child with, it's not authentic.
Right.
Because deep down inside, you still feel a certain way, and those feelings are going to come through that child, because they're going to pick that vibration up.
Oh, wow.
All this vibration, they're going to pick it up. That's why, to me, I feel as if they need to go back to tribal, where they allowed the spirit to show itself, because by the age of 10 or 11, you will already have a clear sign of what it is. It's not going to take long,
right?
Especially if you are analyzing your own kid and you are picking up the vibes of it. Vibration is everything. You can't miss a vibration. It's like when you walk in a room, if there's a powerful energy in the room, you're going to feel the magnetic field of that energy, because I can feel energy.
Right.
It's the same thing. And because we bombard the spirits with programming, it's the same as if like how you said that the guy that you were talking about, or that
Mm-hmm.
spirit that you were talking about, who you knew was a female spirit,
Mm-hmm.
and if the mother straight abused him or abused them, that is not fair to that spirit. What gives you the right to abuse something that you can't really create? You didn't create that spirit. You're incapable of creating that.
Right. But you see, that's the problem because the mass majority of us are not awake to those realities. We don't understand it. We understand it from the point of view of male, female, period, paragraph. That's it. You're a man,
Hello.
you're a
And
woman.
and like I said in the last video, and I'm not the only one to say this, if you are looking and analyzing everything and you are still stuck in the physical about what a pussy is, what a dick is, what tits is, if you are still stuck in the physical of that, you're vibrating low, because it's way beyond that. You can't even see past. You are so vibrating so low that you can't even see past the physical. When there is no physical, you wouldn't even understand that.
Well, you're waking up a lot of people right now, Sister Denina. So, I mean, you have to forgive the majority of us who have been asleep in the matrix, and now we're recognizing what is.
Well, they want to get rid of me because, like I said, I am a Titan spirit. They know what I am. They know I don't accept their bullshit programming. And they also know that I am the one that that, because even with the Mortal Kombat symbol reference, I'm the
Mm,
one that can basically take out your whole energy bar if you make one mistake. I can kill you in one go.
mm,
Yes, with certain characters, I can kill you with one go.
mm.
Yes, so if everything is vibration, then
Right,
everything is consciousness, then you also know that I will actually be able to do that even within the reality as well.
right, right.
Because those games are not really games. Those games are programming. And those games, you have to also be conscious to play them too.
Wow. Well, I've seen my kids playing it. I've never played it. I've only seen my children and my grandchildren playing it.
Yeah, they're not just, they want you to think that they're just games, but a lot of the times you
Hmm.
have to be conscious to play them.
Right.
I I have a husband, or when I was married, I can get him in here now, and he'll tell you, oh, I can't play her. No, he will. He knows it's death instantly. He knows that. I ain't gonna
Mm.
let you get away with anything. I'm gonna kill you.
Sister Denina, are you looking? I don't know if you're reading the chat, but we have a couple of
I don't.
questions.
I don't see it. Mine is blank. I don't see it.
What about up at the top? Does it say show? I don't understand why yours is blank.
All I see is log in, sign up, free private chat, and comments, and it's blank.
Um, are you on YouTube?
Yeah,
And you have a YouTube profile,
mm-hmm. But
and
I don't see my icon on it though.
you don't see your icon up at the top right.
Mm-mm. That's probably why I can't
That's
see it.
probably why you can't see the chat. So, are you using the same computer to talk on? You're using the
Mm-hmm.
same.
Yes.
Hold
Well,
on.
you could tell me the questions that they have to
Yeah,
ask.
I
I'll
can
answer.
tell you the questions. Hold on a second. Let me just go back. Do you have a social media presence? Like, do you have Instagram,
No,
Facebook,
I
whatever?
don't. I don't do the internet thing because
Okay.
the stupidity would just piss me off, and I'm too much of a furious spirit. I can't be bothered with that.
Okay. All right. So you don't have that. All right. So someone else asked, and I really want to I just want to have some of these people that are asking questions. Some person said that they were having issues with their daughter cutting themselves.
And that's just like what my sister was experiencing.
Right.
And
Um,
that spirit has that it's not so much, don't get too involved in the physical. It's look at it as a spirit and an entity.
right.
And it could be, because I always wondered this, and please no one gets irritated. I'm just calling it for how I see it. There are some females within the reality who give children and the child comes out like retarded, like slobbing, and just we've all seen it.
Mm-hmm.
And I just be looking like, how in the hell can somebody bring that in here? That like, no shade. I'm just calling it for how I see it. And to me, it looks demonic. It I just see it as demonic, because this is a entity that has came in this reality that cannot take in anything. It just is. And
Well,
remember, we don't have no control
right.
over really nothing. You just become a part of it. You are just led to come into whatever is given to you, and you have to accept it and make the best of it.
You mean that spirit has to meet the best of the avatar it was given,
Right.
right?
Because
See,
you don't choose anything, because I'm quite sure most of us who are living within the reality, a lot of us don't like certain things about our avatar.
well, that's true too. But they usually tell you that that spirit that comes through an avatar that is deficient, let's just say that, it's not what we would consider, a fully functioning avatar.
Then why let it within the reality then?
Because I think it exemplifies the purest form of spirit. You know what I'm saying? That particular avatar, that spirit within that avatar, it it's like it doesn't develop the programming. It doesn't get stuck in the programming that we, as what we will call regular people, get caught up in. So it projects the purest form of what a spirit would be, as far as showing love, as far as showing empathy. You understand? I
No,
feel like.
I get exactly what you're saying. But my take is that, for how I see things, because I'm kind of a little more hardcore than you, Empress Elegy. I think that mine would be. I think that mine would be more so what I would say fully. I'm thinking of awareness, because that's what consciousness is.
Right.
And you have to take that awareness when you leave here. You have to even be aware of, even when the avatar dies, you still
Hmm.
need to be aware, because
But
your spirit will be consumed and you will be placed back into one of these farmland realities. So the highest form to me is being aware.
who's to say the spirit is not aware, but the avatar can't articulate or express that awareness?
Okay, but when, let's say that particular spirit that you're talking about
Hmm.
is, once the avatar has come to its end.
Hmm.
Well, I mean, because it wouldn't know what God is, because it's not conforming. But then,
But
if
then it
you
probably
if you
would, because it's coming through from a God source, or a higher spirit source, right?
well, God, this God can't produce
Well,
spirits.
not. Well, we're not talking about. I mean, when I say God, I'm not talking about what people.
Oh, okay.
I personally, I feel like this is me. You know, we are created from something. There is, as far as I'm concerned, there is a master spirit. Yeah, we are all gods, but for me, and I say I know there is a master spirit. And so we are all aware of that master spirit.
Well, I mean, we all have our own beliefs, our own ideologies. But to me, I feel as if we all come into being on our own. And I
Okay.
feel if you're gonna give anything the credit, it should be the void, the dark matter, because
Mm.
that is what's holding everything together. Without that, there is no light, and the light comes from the dark.
Okay.
And I believe that the dark matter is an entity
Okay. So then the dark matter could very well be the master spirit, correct?
because it's holding all of the spirits together.
Okay.
Because that's how you're able to become light within the dark matter. You're surrounded by darkness, you just can't see it.
Right.
That
So the
that
sun,
if
the sun would. That's why the sun is there to give us light.
Well, the sun is just a spirit that all of the other spirits have fed by praising it. Because if all of this shuts down, what you're going to see is a whole bunch of energies flying all over the place, and you're going to see the darkness.
Mm. Right.
And you see that every night when you go to sleep. You see the
You
darkness
see the darkness.
because that's where you come from. They try to cover up everything, but you can't cover up origin. Everything is going to have to go back to the dark matter, baby. Everything. And that's why I'm saying the highest form to me is being aware. Because when you're an aware spirit, you already know what time it is. You know that reality ain't real. You know what is waiting for you in the after effect. Can't nobody mind manipulate you. Can't nobody mind incept you. You already know what it is. Then it's you choose what you want to do. You choose if you want to reincarnate into another bullshit reality and get the same bullshit life that they gave you.
Right.
Because now you highly aware of it. You
Um.
know.
Right. No, I agree with you, sis. I just don't want my screen to scroll up because this thing scrolls up as fast as you could believe. Free collect. Can you just give them the name of the book, the scroll the emerald tablets?
Okay. Let me grab it right now. Give me just a second.
Okay. I wrote it in. She wasn't in the show before because I had put it in the show before, but I don't have access to it right now.
Um. Okay. So can you hear me?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I got the Kabbalion and the Emerald Tablets of Hermes, the three initiates anonymous.
The emerald tablets. Oh my God! Why is my computer all of a sudden gonna start messing up? Come on.
And it came with three of them, but I brought them on Amazon a while back because they're not going to show you this in the library, so you won't be able to get it from the libraries.
Right. The emerald tablet of Hermes. Right.
Yes.
Are you listening, guys? Because my computer is not allowing me to type it right now. So if you have pen and paper, just please take the information that Sister Denina is going to say to you again. Write it down. My computer is not cooperating with me at the moment. Can you give that to them again, please?
Okay. So I got the set. It was a set of three books, and I got it off Amazon a while ago, a couple of years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's the Emerald, no, the Kabbalion and the Emerald Tablets of Hermes, the three initiates anonymous, and it comes with another book, the Kabbalion, the study of the Hermetic philosophy of ancient Egypt and Greece by the three initiates.
I gotta write that
That
down myself.
that is the real Bible, because once you read that, and you can't go in it, because the book tells you if you read it and you don't have a sound mind of comprehending, you're not going to understand it. Like most people don't understand the Bible.
some reason you
But
started coming up
The
in the
Bible speaks in allegories and codes. But this is the same. You won't get it. But look, when you get this book or you get this set of 3 books, look at it as you are energy. Once you understand that, it even talks about your mood swings, how when you are in this reality, someone can play with your mood swings by using the law of rhythm.
Denina, you're breaking up. Hold on a second. Is everyone hearing her, or is she breaking up in the chat? Can somebody just let me know if Sister Denina is breaking up in the chat?
They don't want me to tell this information. That's why.
Can you hear me, sis? Denina?
Yeah, I can hear
Oh,
you. They
good,
cutting it
good.
off. They messing with it.
I know.
Yeah, they don't want me to drop out them diamonds. That's why.
I know, because it's everything. I guess they woke up, but
I,
as soon as you started to give the name of the book, everything just started to
of course, cause they I'm gonna tell you why they did it. I done the research on that. I even tried to look up libraries to see if they had this set of books in the library. Don't know libraries have it. They hid
Oh
they
wow.
hid the knowledge from you. That's their only jewel. That's their number, pussies. That's it. So I'm gonna drop it again. It's the Kabbalion, the Emerald Tablet of Hermes, the 3
Spell
initiates.
that for me. Spell that for me.
Which
The
okay,
Cabal, Kabal.
ION. It's KYBALION.
Hold on. Let me just KYBALION.
ION. Yes.
Okay. Kabalion
And the Emerald Tablets of Hermes,
and
the 3 initiates.
Emerald Tablets of Hermes. Okay, by the 3 initiates, right?
Mm-hmm. And let me just say this because I'm gonna get back to that Empress Elegy, so don't let me forget. I just want to put this in here real quick before I forget it. So Lance put the Mortal Kombat symbol on this thumbnail, right? On this banner. In the story of Mortal Kombat, you know why they hated Princess Kitana? Because Princess Kitana wanted to free the spirits. They don't want you freed. She wants to free them. And you know why Princess Kitana can free them? Because she is one of the strongest.
Right.
That's why she wanted to free. Because what would, if you are a strong spirit, you are self-assured, you don't need to control nobody else. You know what the fuck you can do. Only a weak punk ass spirit would be interested in doing that. Because you know that they stronger than you. You know that already. Just like you said yesterday, Empress Elegy, when you said, you know, well, how come now today we can't do these things? And just like I said, because they know that we would be able to do greater than what they ever done.
Right. Exactly.
That's why they kept you down.
Exactly.
So
I agree. I agree with that.
I'm gonna go back to this book. The second book to it is the Kabbalion, which I already spelled. In case you didn't hear it, it's KYBALION. The study of the Hermetic philosophy of ancient Egypt and Greece by the 3 initiates.
So basically, look for anything by the 3 initiates.
Right, and it'll come with a set of 3 books. And when I tell you, I've done like crazy research on this. The whole book is highlighted. I've written in it all over the place. It ain't even no space to even write in it. And I did the same thing. If you notice, or if you know about the what is that Bible, the Tanakh. I had the Tanakh, and that Tanakh is thick as hell, and you know how thin those pages are.
Yeah.
I read that book. I literally read it and highlighted pretty much everything, wrote notes in it until I couldn't even have no space to write in it anymore. And when I was going through the studying, So it just made me so fucking furious. I even though I done all the studying on it, I written in it, I highlighted it, I had to throw it in the trash. It pissed me off so bad.
Oh, wow.
So I would definitely suggest this book. And if you purchase this book and you get this book, you out of all the books, you better safeguard this one. That is one of that Bible don't mean shit compared to that, because that tells you the real deal. The Bible only gives you of what the Bible only tells you of about the programming reality that you in. This book tells you, the Kabbalion, the Emerald Green Tablets tell you about who you really are. And if you know everything is energy, they even tell you in there about when you have mood swings, when you get angry and you get mad, someone can easily trigger you to go on one extreme of the pendulum swinging. Your energy is being controlled.
Right. Exactly. I agree with that. I agree with that 100%. That's why
because if we was all free, just like I said yesterday, we would be easily able to sit back and you would be able to use the law of attraction easily, because it's so much energy flowing around you that you're not even aware or conscious of. Whatever you think, you will be able to magnetize these other atoms to you to be able to create what you want, depending on what vibration you're giving off. Because your thought is a vibration. Your thought is energy. You're sending out magnetism even when you think. They know this. But they don't want you. They don't want the collective to know it, because if the collective know it, then their bullshit ass reality can't exist. And to be honest on what they did, I want them dead. I want them out of existence. Period. I don't like them.
Keep talking.
Because all of what they did, I want to bash their goddamn their fucking reality heads in. I want to destroy them utterly. They put even in, the animations that they make. Anime, I've watched them all too. They tell you everything, even in the shows. They tell you exactly what's going on. They tell you how at one point in time when I was younger in this reality, when I was going to grade school, they had milk cartons, and they used to have a different child posted on the back. I know everyone remember that. Where they had all those different children faces on the back of the milk carton.
Yeah, I remember that.
Those children were missing for real. And those children were being experimented on, killed, blood sacrificed. This is a spirit that has come within its reality that's completely unaware, and your innocence is being taken advantage of. That shit is dirty. They even show that even in the cartoons. They show this. They show you how these evil, negative ass archons lie about every fucking thing. That their whole existence is a lie. They don't even have a soul. They don't have a soul, period. They are negative, dark energy. And they have to live off your light. Even if you look at Dante's Inferno, I know many of us have seen Dante's Inferno. In the end of it, that punk ass Lucifer spirit, he took that girl because that girl was a Titan spirit. That's why he was so infatuated with her light. His whole goal was to take her because he wanted her light, because it's something that he doesn't have. She has a Titan spirit. He want to be something that he's not. He has already darkened his light.
Right.
He corrupted his light. And they want to live off you. They don't have no light. They corrupted it. They dirtied it up. That's why they don't have no soul. They don't have no feelings. They don't have no compassion or no empathy. It doesn't exist within them. Because they have already corrupted themselves to the lowest form.
My God.
Because remember, energy energy, you can't create energy, you can't destroy it. It can only be transferred. And their energy, because at one point in time they were a light, but they corrupted themselves so much that they have transformed themselves into the lowest form of an entity through the corruption of what they done, and they still doing it. That's all they know how to do. I already said about the celebrities. Most of the celebrities that you see, they ain't nothing but puppets. They at the bottom of the pyramid, because soon as they get out of line, you about to get checked or they gonna kill you.
I mean, that's the truth.
This is how it works. And none of those celebrities are getting any of that you think they got without a sacrifice. Oh, you giving it up some way or not? You gonna give it up. So I know, even if you know about the story of Mortal Kombat, for instance, and I'm gonna put her out there too. I ain't want to talk about it, but I'm gonna put it out there too. Rihanna. No one sees Rihanna no more. Because Rihanna is compromised. Rihanna was a clone that was made from Princess Kitana. Rihanna is a negative entity. Rihanna has been pimped out, gang bang, and everything else. Yeah, she might have made some fire music, but at the end of the day, what does she have to do all that? You think Rihanna just gonna make all this music and be famous and all? And she had to kill her cousin too. She blood sacrificed her cousin. They all do it. They all do it. You're not doing any of that, and you are not. And they made this so that the mass of the public programs, which would make the program spirits would be the masses. If someone was to tell you, they so programmed that if someone was to tell you the real deal, you would think it's fantasy.
I know.
Because you're so programmed into what they told you. That's why they use the tail live vision to project their vision. That's all it is. Because if you remember, like me, when I came in here, I'm 39? And I'm quite sure when I showed you that picture, do I look 39? No. And when I came in here, I remember when TVs weren't even popular. It wasn't a whole bunch of families who had TVs. If you could remember back that far, because I remember that you barely even saw a computer.
Oh, I remember further back than that, sweetie. So
right. So you know I'm not lying.
True.
And we didn't have a whole lot of technology around us. It was more nature-like, where the kids would actually go out and actually play with each other.
Yeah, of course, absolutely. Because we only had maybe altogether, if we had 11 channels to work with, we had a lot. And I'm talking about the 4 major ones that we got news from, and then what we had back then, we had UHF and VHF as far as TV and programming was concerned. And I want to say VHF was the channel 7, channel 5, channel, whatever, Fox News, those things. And then the other ones were like the alternate channels, you know what I mean? Where you might get some different programming, but that's all you had. So everybody was watching the same thing. Everybody was being programmed with the same information. You understand? And then finally, after a while, when cable started coming in, that's when you really got into all the crazies,
And then I also wanted to break this down too, because I've been thinking about this, and I just been thinking, because I know about the nature of energy. I know how it works for the most part. And I just been thinking, like, when they talk about this vaccine and
we
getting
can't talk too much about that. This channel, We really, I know what
Okay.
you're saying. I know what you're saying.
Because I was about to go
Yeah,
into
I
that
know you
too.
can't. You can't. You can't.
Okay. But you see
Yeah.
how they try to control
Mhm.
everything because
Mhm.
they know that if it gets out, it's over. They
Yeah.
know that. I will come in front of anybody and say exactly what the fuck I think and think nothing of it.
Right. Right. No, I get you. I get you. We would do the same thing,
I'm
but
a I'm a respect his
no.
channel.
Here's no. Here's what we can do. We can record it, right? Just the same way we did the other show the other night.
Hmm.
We can record it. You could say your piece, but we wouldn't be putting it up on YouTube
Okay.
because we can't put it up on YouTube. Lance has his own channel, LanceScurv.com.
But I'm gonna just say
LanceScurv.com.
I'm gonna say this.
Hmm?
I'm gonna say this now with the fact that Empress Elegy just told y'all what you can't say, right? But
Hmm.
all of us make up YouTube. If it weren't for us, there would be no fucking YouTube.
Absolutely. You are 100% correct. But the unfortunate thing, as we know, is that you're not
Cause
going to
these
get everybody to be on the same page to say, look, if they knock us all off, who's going to be, who are they going to advertise through? Who are they going to do certain things so there would be no more YouTube? There would be no more money to be had, but we're not all on the same page.
and
So,
that's the main problem because just
right.
like the guy said, Matthew LaCroix,
Hmm.
he said because so many of us are programmed, we so distracted by money, we so distracted by ego that we too busy to even look at what's really going on, and that's why it's been going on as long as it has.
Right.
Once
Exactly.
once the collector wakes up from the bullshit illusion, it's over.
Right.
What is Setman Seven saying? Because I remember this piece that she said. Shout out to her when she
Mm.
said when she said, "Oh, when that oneness come, it's over."
Exactly. Exactly.
And that means that once they break out of that illusion of that money that is really a seagull,
Hmm.
once they're a witchery seagull, once they break out of that and they realize like I don't need this shit and this shit is an illusion anyway, because when your avatar get ready to aspire out of this shit, I don't give a fuck how much you made. You can't take none of that shit with you.
That's true.
That shit, it vanishes right in front of you. They
That's
show that
true.
to the celebrities all motherfucking time when the celebrities don't do what the fuck they're told.
Hmm.
You know why they couldn't do it to me? Because I'm a Titan spirit and I would never allow you to do that shit without killing you. And they know that. They know they can't fuck with me. They know that. That's why you think I run free in this bitch. I don't have to do any motherfucking thing. And I'm not gonna do nothing.
That's beautiful.
Oh yeah, because they know they can't fuck with me. I'm the Titan spirit, baby. You ain't fucking with this one. You might fuck with everybody else, but you're not gonna fuck with this one.
Right. Right.
And
So,
they know that.
so listen. Someone wanted to ask. They keep seeing their birthday, and they wanted to know what does that mean. If you can give any kind of
That
answer to
that they
that.
keep that they keep saying their birthday.
Their birth date, like if they were born August 25th, whatever, they keep seeing those dates, those numbers.
I guess you could look up numerology. I mean, because if you see repeated sequences of
Hmm.
numbers, they
Hmm.
could mean certain things.
Right, right. You're absolutely correct. Those are called angel numbers, and you could look them up.
Right.
But I don't know if she thought maybe you had
I,
anything as far as
no, because
percentages
I
or
really
anything.
I really don't get into the whole number thing because I'm so more focused on what we really are, and anything that they have given you is still kept within the reality. I'm totally out of that. That's why I don't relate to a lot of that stuff because I look at the rawness of it.
Right.
Because at the end of it all, I know I'm going back to the darkness, and I'm gonna be fully aware in the darkness. I already know what my fate is. My fate is to go back to the dark matter. That's where I came from. So anything that you're still focusing on within this reality, you can't focus too much on that because it's all a hologram. It's not real. Period. And for you to think that this is real and for you to keep living in that, oh, I gotta live every day. No, because you're being controlled. How do you think this is even existing? It's being controlled. Energy is supposed to free flow. It's all over the place. For your energy to be stuck in a gathering and a cluster vibrating, you're being controlled. And I don't want to be controlled. I don't want nobody over my energy, period. I want to do what the fuck I want to do. And I want to be at peace, mainly. I don't want to have to go to work for no bullshit trinkets and I've lived the designer life, but after a while that shit gets old. When you realize that shit is only a fucking hologram, all that shit don't matter. And so I'm more so focused on that. That's why you can't come to me if you're not willing to look outside of what the physical is. This physical is bullshit. And if you still focus on this physical, you vibrating low. Because I don't care how much you try to keep thinking about you're living in life. This is what life is. If you take the F out of life, it's a lie. You take the F out of life, it spells lie. Most people are living in fear because they are afraid to die. Well, what you think death is. Death is not real. Death is an illusion. Your spirit is screaming through the silver umbilical cord of the spirit, and it is projecting your image. That's it. You still have to go back to your energy and your spirit when it's over. You still have to visit the darkness. No one escapes their origin. I don't give a damn how scared you are. No one escapes their origin. The sooner you realize that, the sooner you will be able to see out of the bullshit. And you will be able to understand why I'm the way that I am. Because in the words of So Madame, the real world is when you carry your ass to sleep. The world that you in now that you think you live in is the fake world.
And I think Inception, if anybody saw the movie, I think that gave us the real deal right there.
And what did they do in Inception? Raped and robbed your spirit of all its resources. Didn't he what's his name, Leonardo DiCaprio, didn't he go in there and he was trying to basically steal information from another's mind and insert their mind and go all in their mind and do all of these campaigns and espionage missions to insert information to manipulate?
Yeah.
He was even teaching the girl how to change the landscape of the mind and how to manipulate the other spirit. That's why I said, do you actually think I want to be a part of that? Hell no. I don't feel comfortable with no one running me, no one trying to incept shit. I don't want you to get shit from me. I'm the only one that is supposed to dictate my spirit. I am the only one that is supposed to have the last say on my spirit, on what I want to do. Not another motherfucker. Not telling me I need to go to work for 9 and 10 hours and burn my goddamn energy up for some shit that don't exist. You must be mad.
Someone else is asking if you have a book that you could recommend on dream interpretations.
I have a book that I bought, and it's, let me see. Hold on for a second. I got all these books in here. Hold on for a second.
All right. I just want to say to everybody in the chat, thank you so much for being here, for hanging with us. I see that there are 114 of us right now on this live, and that's a beautiful thing, you know. So thank you all for being here.
I have a book. It is called The Ultimate Illustrated Guide to the Dream Signs and Symbols.
You say that again slowly so they can write it down.
It says the ultimate illustrated guide to dreams, signs, and symbols, and identification and analysis of the visual vocabulary and secret language that shape our thoughts and dreams dictate our
All right,
reactions
just
to
tell
the
me who.
world.
Wait, I know
I can't get to
that's a
this.
lot, but just tell me who it's by.
It's O'Connell, Airy, and what is this? Craze. I think that's what Craze.
O'Connell.
Oh, here it is. Yeah, that's it. Mark O'Connell.
Okay, hold on. Mark O'Connell. Hang on a second. Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna spell it Raje
Mm-hmm.
Airy Airey,
Okay,
and
hold
then
on.
Richard Craze.
CRAZE.
Yes,
All right, let me make sure that the ultimate illustrated guide to dreams, signs, and symbols. That's all I'm
yes.
gonna put up in there. Okay.
Yeah, that's you. You got it right.
All right, no problem. Here,
And
guys.
then
Here's a book.
it is how many pages is this? I think it's like 503
Oh, damn.
pages.
Oh, damn. That's a
Yes,
big book.
it's yes.
Hi, Princess Goddess. How you doing? Good to see you. Hi, Yakima. Nice to see you. Denina is happy that you're here. Also, she can't see the chat, so um, we're just happy that you all are here.
See, the thing about me, I actually care about the well-being of the spirits because I have a mother energy too.
Right.
But my mother energy is I want you to be free because I know what's going on behind the scenes. I don't want
Right.
you to live in torture and fear and depression. That shit bothers me when I go out and see people homeless. That shit, I get so fucking infuriated
I know.
because I know it was never supposed to be like that. I want them free. I want them free. I don't want them living in their own sphere and fucking depression when I know that they're a free sovereign being. That would make me a fucking lie. And
That is true. That is
I don't
true.
like the lie. I don't like the lie. I don't lie.
Wow. Hit the like button, guys. We're getting some good information right now. So just show some love to Brother Lance and to this channel and to Sister Denina. Hit the like button.
So you were very forthcoming, Empress Elegy, when you explained about the spirit, about the one person that you knew, and you knew that particular spirit resonated with the feminine energies.
Right.
Because if you go back enough, remember a lot of this is not as a single entity, as a single spirit that comes into this reality. The reality has already been created already. As an entity, you're coming into it. It's already set with its programs.
Exactly.
So because of that, you don't know anything about the programming that goes on within the reality if you're a sovereign entity and you haven't been recycled many times.
I feel like that's me. And I feel like you can tell whether you're a new spirit or you're an old spirit based upon your overall birth number. You know, because you have a birth number from 1 to 9, your universal birth number.
Mm-hmm.
And I personally feel that based upon your universal birth number, you can tell how many times you've been recycled.
Well, I want somebody to explain this to me because I hear this a lot. I hear them say that you have signed a contract to come into this reality. You've signed a contract for your parents and all
I've
these
heard
different.
that. I've heard that. I can't
Okay, but
explain that.
you
I've heard
can't. Can you explain that to me?
no, I can't.
Right.
I just know that I've also heard that you know, people, I guess, folks that have really delved into the Akashic records and
Mm-hmm.
have gone in and looked at it, they can tell from that that's how things have been going. We we make based upon karmic, um what would you say, whether you have any karmic residue that you have to take care of. Usually it's negative. you know you sign a contract to come back into this reality to take care of those negative karmic residue.
Yeah.
um don't ask too many hard questions, sis. I can't answer
You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying?
them.
Because the next thing I'm about to ask, I'm about to be like, okay, so because when I think of contract, I think of it's something that I should have. I shouldn't have to break my damn consciousness open as an actual energy
Mhm.
just to know something that I know goddamn well I wouldn't have signed up for. That's almost like saying that somebody that go through child abuse and
Mhm.
being raped that they
See,
signed up for that.
that's the thing, and that's the part of it that makes it hard to comprehend, because what did you do in a past existence, right? In a past incarnation that would make you have to come back in here and go through such horrendous things? Why would that avatar have to come through and experience such horrendous things?
And I
That's the
think
part that doesn't I can't wrap my head
right.
around.
And I also think that it can be decoded just by this easy notion that okay, so what about these entities that's feeding off everybody and blood sacrificing them, making them do stuff they don't want to do, making them kill people, making them have orgies, making
Mm.
them do all type of heinous shit, kidnapping kids, killing them. How come they ain't experienced no damn
I
no
don't know.
right? Because it's
I don't know.
bullshit.
I don't know.
It's bullshit, and that's how I look at it. It's bullshit.
Well, the thing is, the negative entities that we're talking about, those are not. They don't share the same type of avatars that we do. They're not human, so they're not sharing in that particular in our experience. We come through as these avatars that we call human, right?
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
the entities that are feeding off of us, from my understanding, that's all it is. It's my understanding. I'm not going to tell you it's my knowledge.
No, you are correct. You
you
are
know,
correct.
from my understanding, they're not human. And so that is what we're dealing with. We're dealing with non-human entities that are feeding off of whatever it is that we as humans possess
And
in our avatar.
I agree to that. But even when you say that, because even they are energy too. That like when they talk about reptilians and the
Hmm.
adromedan,
Hmm.
which would be the insectoids, the
Right.
grays, and they talk about they still holograms.
Okay, somebody is asking like 10,000 times, what do they do with all the plasma on those centers? And I don't know what centers they're
They
talking about.
they use it for them because your blood and your
Oh,
plasma
oh,
carry
from those
energy in
centers.
it.
Oh, the blood banks. Okay.
Right. They feed off it because you once the energy goes out of the avatar, you're dead.
Hmm.
That's the life force within the avatar, and it carries that blood carries data in it,
Right.
so they feed off of it. That's
Hmm.
how they. That's how. Remember, everything is based off blood sacrificing. They're gonna use that to
Right.
feed off. That's a given.
No, no, free. That's okay, sweetie. I didn't mean when I said a thousand times, I didn't mean that you were being an annoyance. I just meant that you wanted to get your question answered. It's all good. It's all
And
good.
I hope that I answered it to that particular commenter that they feed off of it because everything is about blood sacrificing. If you look at the wars that they have, that is blood sacrificing, and they do that in order to create a rift in time and space so that they can have a connection to this reality.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Right.
because they're coming through as invaders.
Mm, 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 mm. Um, did you ever hear about the beings that live in the center of the earth?
They have a movie on that called The Iron Sky and on Netflix. They show about it.
Oh, really?
Uh-huh. They show it.
Yeah, because isn't that was it Admiral Byrd or somebody who fell into
Or
the
that's
hole?
supposed the ones that's in that's because they depicted Hitler as
Hmm.
he was one of them in there. All like
Down in there from the North
right,
Pole area.
right.
Yeah.
He's supposed to be one of the Dracos.
Hmm.
But even them, they are nothing but negative. I think we glorify them way too much. They are nothing but negative energy. That's it.
No, I mean, this is something that I'm really just now even bringing this up because, I read, I hear, I watch, but I've never spoken to anyone about it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So these beings are supposed to be, very large. You know,
Well, they also showed that they showed them being very large in what is it called, the Dark Crystal on Netflix.
okay. All right,
When
guys.
they,
So remember Netflix, Dark Crystals. Check that out.
yes, and they all and when you look at Dark Crystal, they show you what they doing to you. They show you that they feeding off of you. They show you that they feed off your essence, and once they drain you of your essence, either you come back into the reality or you completely consumed. They drain you of your essence, which is to erase all of your data and take it in for themselves. That's what they do. And they doing this on a constant. It's all based on that. Because in truth, you're supposed to be like how Mother Nature is. It's everything is supposed to be in harmony.
Let me let
Nothing.
me let me answer this birthday thing. Uh, Stephanie, she doesn't do anything on birthdays. You would have to go online, go on Google, and just type in your birthday or type in whatever it is that you're seeing about your birthday. And there's tons of information that you can gather from there as far as what it means when you're seeing your birthday, whether you're seeing the month and the day, or you're seeing the month, the day, and the year, or you're seeing the month and the year, or the day and the year, whatever it is that you're seeing, whatever numbers you're seeing, you can go online and type in those numbers. And there are a bunch of websites called angel numbers, and that will tell you exactly what it is that's happening when you see those. I mean, I see my birthday all the time. I see the month and the day. I see it all the time. So you can go online and you can put in, if it's August 8th, you can put in, 88 or 808, however you want to put it in there, and it'll tell you. It'll tell you
And
exactly what you want to know.
I see the number 7 all the time, and I know that the number 7 is about completion.
Right. And what's the funny thing is, I heard someone say the other day that 6 is the number of completion and 7 is the number of rest. And then 8 is the
Okay.
number of new beginnings. I'm just telling you what I heard because I've
Okay.
always,
I could go with that.
because seven is supposed to be the most
I
highly
have
spiritual number.
and I see that number all the time.
Right.
I have information on numbers, but I really don't get into it too much because I'm more so on the quantum level.
Right.
Because that's what I'm into, and I deal with that more than anything.
So if anybody wants to know about quantum physics, quantum jumping, that's what we can talk about right here.
And I just want to say, on a quantum level, because the world of quantum is the world that you can't see.
Right.
While you're stuck in the human form, everything that you could possibly relate to is going to be with about this reality.
Right.
That's it. That's all it is the collective consciousness within this reality sphere or bubble or projection. But
So, what have you learned as far as raising your energetics field, your energetic sphere to do more than what we're programmed to do?
well, with the way reality works is that I mean, it'll fracture someone's consciousness because if they really knew how narrow it really was, they would. It would be so many things that you didn't even have to ask because it's so narrow
Mm-hmm.
that where it just boils down to we are energy, electrons, neutrons, protons combined into an atom vibrating slow, and you're only vibrating slow within the realities because you have to focus yourself on that physical, which is a low frequency.
Right.
And that's what, because there's so many believe in it, so many give their energy to it, that's what creates the denseness of it. Because when you leave here, when you go to sleep, so-called sleep, in a dream, you can't feel the touch of that person, you can't, or that entity that you are interacting with, you can't really talk and actually hear it. You can sometimes barely.
It's all telepathic, isn't it?
Right. That's why everything that you could even possibly have a question about will have to be based on the reality, because out in the quantum world, in order for it to really come through as something, it has to be densified. It can't carry form on its own because it's too spread out. They're not all vibrating clustered together.
Right.
So when your spirit disconnects temporarily from the avatar, that's why you experience blackness all the time. Or if you do experience a dream, it's very thin. You can't really touch the dream. Don't last that long. You can't touch the person and actually feel them. You can't really talk to them and speak to them, and they actually can respond back. It's just that thin. It's just that thin. Even, do you even know that they actually, and I don't want to scare anyone when I say this, but I must tell you because this is actually happening. They actually rape people in their dreams. When you dream and have a wet dream, that's an incubus and a succubus
Mm-hmm.
spirit
Mm-hmm.
that is basically sucking your energy out of you, and they call it the golden egg.
Mm.
So when you climax in a dream, don't think nothing good of it. Your energy just been stolen from you.
Right. Right.
They doing this, and think about it. All of the attacks are within the reality. They know they can't do that once you get outside of here. That's why they got to program you in the reality.
Hmm.
Yeah, I already know all they bullshit tricks.
I mean, I'm not even going to lie. This is not the easiest thing to wrap your head around. You know that.
Yeah, I know, because that's why I have militarized my mind. You come in my dream, I attack you. That's why they don't really fuck with me in my dreams, because I attack you. Because they're invading your space.
Right.
They're invading your field.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's deep. It's very narrow to me because I've done all the research.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
I've done it so good that it starts to make a complete circle. It keep going back to the same thing.
Right.
That's
Right.
how you know you did a good job, when it starts to repeat itself.
So Julie wants to know, is it possible for someone to be attacked in their dreams also?
Yes, of course. Of course. That's going on too, because it's still an energy grab. But the golden egg is the most strongest of the energy grabs. because you actually produce a good amount of energy that they call the golden egg. Think about it. If you being attacked in your dream and somebody is like trying to fight you in a dream, yeah, you might experience a little being afraid, and then you probably wake up out of the dream. But if they actually get you to actually climax, you've produced something and it's come out through the physical. You actually produce something. That is the ultimate energy grab for them. And they can only do that as long as you are a part of the physical, because it comes through the physical. Why do you think that most of the ancient entities don't really want to be a part of the reality? Because they know what's going on. The more ancient spirits like to stay in the darkness because they know that you're more sovereign that way. I told you, being in this reality, you are being farmed on. And there's nothing more than that.
Right. Somebody's asking, Tatum is asking, what does it mean when you're dreaming and you can barely wake up?
That will probably mean that there's probably multiple negative entities around you that are using their psychic attacks to kind of hold you down in the dream, because they psychically attack you all the time, depending on what type of energy you are.
Right. And someone wants to know, why can't they dream? What's preventing them from dreaming? This is a female.
Probably it could probably mean that your vibration, because they really won't attack you like that if your vibration is off the Richter charts, because they know that what'll happen. They know the vibration is too high. That's why they keep telling you to keep your vibration high. It's all about, the more ones who get more so attacked is the ones who have a low frequency energy. They attack me all the time. But the only reason why they do that because they know that once I'm out of here, it's gonna be over. And they know that.
Okay.
So they don't
Go ahead.
They don't have a choice but to try to hold me in it, because what happens to something when you take the big battery out of it?
Well, we know what happens. This person that asked about the being attacked in the dream, she said a few nights ago she dreamt that she was bitten on her leg by a white snake, and then it spewed poison into her body. So she said it was intense. So now she wants to know, was she being attacked, or was there some kind of attack towards her?
Yeah, it was. That's what I said. These entities are attacking you on all levels. You just have to be mentally aware of it. That's why I said the main thing for me is being conscious and being aware. Because when you read that book, and not so much the dream book. The dream book is a good book, but the Emerald Tablets and the Kabbalion is a must have.
Right.
You read that, you comprehend it and understand it and decode everything, you will understand exactly what's going on.
Right.
And you will understand that you are the power.
So guys, remember the 3 initiates. Go on Amazon and look up whatever they have on there. You'll see the books that Sister Denina is talking about.
Because I have a whole lot of books on I even read The Art of War by Sun Tzu. I got that one. The Psychic Witch, that was a good one. Because that book, it tells you about your different types of fields. It also tells you how to project and to actually defend yourself psychically. It talks about a lot of stuff.
That's a good thing that you just said that, the psychic, because someone wants to know how do you protect yourself from people with negative energy. She's going to a wedding this weekend with her husband, and her mother-in-law hates her, so she wants to know
Oh, I
how to
got a good
protect.
book for that. I got a good. Hold on for just a second. Got a good book for that. Hold on.
I don't know if she has enough time for the book. I think she's going to the wedding tomorrow.
Oh, well, even after, if you go into the wedding, it's a good reference book just to have anyway.
Right.
So give me just a second. I'm gonna give it to her anyway, because it might be others who want to know how to deal with them too.
That's
Hold on for a
true.
second.
That's true. Whew. Um, wow, wow. There every night. How to help her. You know what, guys? Also, y'all might need to be getting some crystals. Seriously. That's gonna have to be another show where we talk about how to protect yourself with crystals. You know, she may need to take a spiritual bath before she goes to bed. There are certain oils that she can, rub on her body that
Mhm.
keeps negative energies away from her. Get essential oils, do some
Yep,
research.
I
You know
got a
what I
book for
mean?
that too.
Yeah.
I got a
Oh,
book for that one
I
too.
got a ton of essential oil, but I mean, that's my field. But but yeah, guys, I'm not throwing off on anyone, but here's the reality of this situation. We have Google, and while the internet is still available, and while Google, even though it's compromised, it's not all the way compromised. So we have to utilize that. You know what I'm saying? You have to start, just write, just the same way you're writing this in here. You could write in things to use to protect against negative attacks, how to use essential oils for protection, how to use crystals for protection, what kind of crystals are good for protection. These are the things that you have to do, and then you can start from there and you can work your way forward. It's all a learning curve, and we all need to know these things for ourselves. It's good that we can ask Sister Denina what she has to say about it, but when she's not on and you need to take care of certain things, you better know where to go and how to go about it. So this is where you start: crystals, essential oils, um, spiritual baths, herbs. There are herbs that you use for spiritual bath. You boil it, you wash yourself with it after you've taken your bath. You wash yourself down with it. These are the things that we need to learn to do. So exactly, Julie. Black tourmaline is good. Snowflake obsidian, uh, just regular obsidian. Black onyx is good. There's just so many things that you can use. Tiger eye is good. Hematite is good. Selenite is good for certain things. You just have to um, do some research, get some books,
And
get
to balance your heart and try to come
and redo
more
your
within
chakras.
peace.
Exactly.
Right. You can use the jade stones for that.
Exactly. And for us women, for us females, females, women, um, we can actually use yoni eggs. You can literally, go in search of yoni eggs, or they're called, or vaginal eggs, whatever, however you want to, if yoni is from, foreign to some of you. Go and look up, vaginal eggs. Those are good for protection. They're good for cleaning out your chakra, cleaning out your aura, getting you in line with with your spirit, your energies, bringing your energies into alignment. So these are things that you have to look into. Get your chakras in alignment. This is not the show where we can actually go deep into that right now. And a lot of people are in here with ideas of, and not ideas, solutions. They're giving you some of the solutions that you can actually use to help you as you go through at this time.
And I wanted to reference this. What is it? Christiane Northup, MD. It's called Dodging the Energy Vampires.
Hold on. Because I have to write these things down for myself too. Folks, take notes. Take notes.
It's CHRISTIANE, Northup, NORTHRUP, MD. It's called Dodging the Energy Vampires. And I have a reference I want to make to this. With the whole energy vampire thing, even the celebrities themselves are energy vampires because they're parasites too. When you go
Right.
when you go to a concert, what do? You stream, you give out all your energy to them,
Right.
and that's what they are. They're energy vampires. You can't get them. No, they shouldn't be over you when you're powering the reality. You think one measly celebrity is going to manifest this whole reality when there's a whole bunch of atoms coming together, vibrating slowly to create it? No, they ain't shit compared to the masses.
Right.
Period. You as the mass are the power. That's why they keep telling you to come together. I'm for what is nature and natural. Not for nothing that is manipulated. Everything you can grow fruit in the reality on your own. You can raise animals on your own. You don't need all of this stuff that they providing for you. That's just the lazy way. And when you choose to do the lazy way, you're gonna be manipulated.
Right.
Because you are the energy, you're the power, and as the masses that create the energy that to manifest this reality, there's no other way to do it but to come together. It can't be. There is no other way.
Right. Exactly. The Psychic Witch is the dream book.
No, the psychic witch book. I haven't given that full reference yet. I
The
didn't
dream
know if
the,
any.
the dream book, right?
The dream book was the one I said, which was the ultimate guide to the dream signs and symbols.
Oh, that's the one I posted in the chat. Okay.
Right.
I didn't write it down. Let me go back and drop it again if I can find it.
That's the dream book. It
Right.
has a lot of information in it. Lots.
Okay, guys. I did drop the name of the dream book in the chat. So right now, I don't know why my computer is misbehaving right now. Oh my God. Um, okay. The ultimate illustrated guide to dreams, signs, and symbols. Okay,
Correct.
guys, the ultimate illustrated guide to dreams, signs, and symbols, and it's by Mark O'Connell, Rajay Airy, Airey, Raje is the name, Rajay or Rage, however he wants to pronounce it, and Richard Craze, Craze. So that's the dream book. Um, and the reason why I'm telling you to, look at the book and or get the book or just go online and check out, dreams is because when you dream, you can't take your dream at face value. Um, the hell is happening here? Sorry about that. You can't take your dream at face value because there were symbols in the dream. You could look at so many different aspects of the dream and get meaning about the dream from different aspects of that dream. So it's not as simple as, oh, this person said, Denina, that they were driving and they were being attacked by somebody who was trying to put their hand into their car. but in the dream they were both moving in slow motion, but she felt like she was going faster, you know. But she said I think she said she wasn't scared, but I don't, there's so many aspects of that she could be looking into,
Right.
you know.
And I also think too that, especially as far as the dreams is concerned, if you are intermingling with many spirits at this time and you still are, going along with the masses,
Hmm.
then yeah, you would really need to look at that dream, because that dream book, because you're still within the physical.
Right. Um, Danina, who's the author of The Psychic Witch?
I haven't given that reference yet. Let me look in here and get it real quick.
Hmm.
Um, it is by Devin Hunter.
Devin.
Uh huh. And Matt Aury, or Orin, Auryn. I actually enjoyed that book.
Okay, so The Psychic Witch, and that's by Devin Hunter, Devin Hunter, Hunter, and Matt Oren, Matt, Matt,
No, it's just one T.
or one T,
Mm-hmm.
Mattauryn, Oren. So that's The Psychic Witch. Um, okay, what else is there? Let's see. Um, I think that's it.
Okay.
I think that's it.
Well, Lance, do you have anything you want to add?
Oh, sweetie, I gotta call him.
Oh, oh, wow, it's just me and you.
It's just me and you.
Oh, okay.
uh,
Okay. Well, I guess we can come to a close then.
yeah, we can do that. I don't know. I think he wanted. I'm not gonna wake him up because he's got a busy day tomorrow.
No, we can close it.
Yeah.
You did very good.
Well,
You
thank
did very
you.
good.
You were amazing, and
You are you are definitely a powerhouse on your own. You are good. You be handling it.
I try. I
No,
try.
you do. You
I
do.
I try. But thank you so much. It's an honor hearing that coming from you. Thank you.
No, you handles business, honey. You do.
Listen, guys, we all need to get some sleep. It's after 1. I know we could stay here and talk to Denina for a couple more hours, but I've been up since 7 o'clock this morning. So, um, thank you all for hanging with us. Thank you all for being here. We love the energy that was flowing through the chat. Hopefully, you got your questions answered, and you got a little bit more clarity on the fact that we are energy and how we function in this matrix and this time and space that we happen to be in. So, let's get a wonderful night going. Sister Denina,
Yes.
thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. We've had, let me see, we started at 7:30, 8:30, 9:30, 10:30, 11:30, 12:30. We've had 5.5 hours of you tonight. Yay! we,
It's
we,
been a ride.
we had 5.5 hours of Sister Denina tonight. That was a beautiful thing. So
I
as you
appreciate all of you.
Oh gosh, thank you so much. And thank you guys. Thanks for everything. Sister Danina, have a wonderful night.
You too.
Alrighty. Take care.
All right.
Bye bye.